Good evening and welcome to DobbsQuest Season 1, Episode 9.
Yes.
Dang it, GameCube.
He's got it.
Of fate is a fickle mistress.
Nope.
All day.
It's out. It's off. Soundboard is off. You're too late.
Refunds.
No.
No. Well, joining me tonight, we have Daysnick playing the part of Serene.
Hello.
And GameCube playing the part of Glane. And that's it.
What's the deal with airline food?
And Lurking Turtle.
Yes.
Torgan.
What is airline food? This is not in our century.
Who cares what the setting time period is?
Are most kosher?
It's a great question.
That's true. I need to know if I can eat them on Fridays. Or...
All right. Well, last we left off, according to my notes, because this was 2 weeks ago, was the last time that we played. You had been traveling to the Deepwood, far to the north, in search of answers about the elves. Now, you had just arrived at the settlement of Whitestead. And we made some rolls to figure out exactly what was going on once you got to Whitestead. Sojourn failed. You were not able to find any help here. And so that's about where we stopped. Is we need to find out exactly what the consequence is there. Why did this community? Why were they unable or unwilling to help you on your journey? And that's what we're hoping to find out tonight. Now, I made a few rolls for figuring out what the trouble in the village was, and what we rolled was to roll again twice and combine both troubles. So the two troubles were an important event is threatened and a trade route is blocked. So somehow or another, something is supposed to happen in the village or outside of the village, I don't know. It's some important event is supposed to happen, but it is being threatened by something or someone, some kind of event. And somehow that is related to a trade route being blocked. And presumably the two of these things are going to prevent you guys from being able to proceed until they are resolved, or at least from gaining any comfort or recuperation in the settlement of Whitestead. So we need to figure out a little bit more details about exactly what's going on here. Why?
Maybe there was a rock slide or something.
Always a possibility.
Blocked the main road.
That is the probably the most likely scenario. And in Ironsworn, if there is an obvious answer that makes for a good story, that's the one you want to go with.
Well, the real obvious answer would be our reputation precedes us.
Oh, ew. No, you guys are on fairly good terms with most places. There's a few places you've randomly vanished from, but that's probably not a problem, right?
Sure, people randomly vanish in this world all the time.
Surely.
And then there was that
They just
child
think
that
we're
they
dead.
punched.
Yeah,
Well-
Glenn's thrown some children. It happens.
They punched some children.
Serene punched somebody who just didn't understand boundaries. It was a
There you go.
valuable life lesson.
Well, this is
You-
not
you-
fair. I want to
You
injure
don't reach
somebody.
up people's skirts.
Oh,
You don't do it.
You mean Torgan wants to be a main character?
No.
Mm,
No.
no.
Changed my mind.
The spotlight beckons.
Episode 9, Torgan steps up.
Oh God.
Step it up again. All right.
Like it would make sense if like a trade, like if there had been a rock slide and maybe a trade route's blocked, or maybe they can't get to some of their crop fields that need to harvest or something.
That's right. It's a harvest festival, and the harvest isn't coming because the trade is blocked.
That would be very reasonable to assume that perhaps there is another settlement nearby, further towards your destination. So up north a little bit farther, up the road, but that road is blocked by a recent rock slide.
It's even in the notes that Serene was given, perhaps.
And here's the issue: is they were kind of banking on having food, medicine, clothes, everything else that they trade.
Just so needy.
I know, right? And as a result, you are unable to gain your usual sort of recuperation at Whitestead. Normally, a settlement brings rest, food, comfort, but not now. The settlement is in dire straits due to this road being blocked. Now, there is an alternate route, but it is unusable because of some sort of threat that guards it. I'm thinking some sort of beast or horror that makes the journey too treacherous. But perhaps if that were dealt with, then this alternate route would be usable for the time. So I think that's what we're going to go with for Whitestead, our journey in Whitestead.
That or we gotta go clear rocks out of the road.
Possible, but it'll take a long time.
And I don't think we have any explosives.
It's unfortunate. Unprepared.
If we still had some of that mollusk slime, maybe.
Well,
Dissolve the rocks?
one of us is going to have to. Is this where one of us undertakes a journey roll? Is that what this is?
I don't think so. Let's see here. I think I'm going to do a roll to determine exactly what we are dealing with here. And that's for me to know and you to find out.
Come on, bunny rabbit.
Ooh.
Monty
Okay.
Python bunny rabbit?
I was going to say, that didn't sound like a bunny rabbit. That sounded like a villager. Ah.
All right, let's see here. I think there would be... Ooh. I was going to say, I think there would be, like... It wouldn't be a collection of small threats. It would be... For it to be notable that, no, you do not take that one road. There is a thing there. I think I know what's there. Now, the question is, do you guys need to get to the north, but you don't necessarily have to defeat whatever creature is along this road. Your journey right now, your quest is to merely reach the Deepwood. That's the current vow you're working on.
So we would have to make a new vow to the city to get there.
Not necessarily.
Goods
I mean, if
in.
you'd like to.
If we want to.
Yes.
If we want to.
If you want to. So right now, the settlement of Whitestead is in a bad place with their major trade route blocked. People may go hungry. There could be lives on the line. You could do something about it, but you don't have to. You merely need to continue traveling north.
Is it apparent what's blocking it, or do we not know that yet?
There was a rock slide that has basically swept away part of a mountain pass that these two settlements usually travel between. The only alternate road is currently very dangerous for reasons you're not quite sure of. You've been talking with. Let's see here. We rolled a couple of characters that you guys met at the end of the last session. Mortar is a herder that you ran into outside of Whitestead that was willing to take you the rest of the way towards Whitestead, and Beltran, a mercenary. So you have been talking with them and kind of learning a little bit here and there. So what you've learned so far is that the next trade shipment of food is not able to make it to the village due to the road being completely demolished by a rock slide. So this is sort of on a mountain hill. There's just sort of a pass kind of carved along the mountainside, and the rock slide has just caused the road to give way. So it's not exactly blocked. It's just gone. So
we need to go north anyway.
Yes.
We can at least offer to scout the alternate route and see, maybe we can
Avoid
maybe
whatever it is.
Maybe the mercenary wants to accompany us some distance, or we can have some means of sending back a message, letting them know kind of what we do or do not find along the route. Maybe not make any big promises, but, we can at least scout ahead and, on our way and see what's up.
I am interested in seeing what's along this path. Blaine is currently tired of solving other people's problems.
Let's see here.
I refuse to decide this time. I'm following. I decide whatever it is that the group decides. That's what I decide.
Okay, all right. So, the rumor is that this alternate old road sort of fallen into disuse after a wyvern has sort of set itself up, has sort of made its home along the road. So these are a sort of, not dragon exactly, but about as close to a dragon as you're going to see in the Ironlands.
Neat.
Without legally saying the word dragon.
So maybe instead of taking the main road, we cut through the forest so we have cover.
Yeah, effectively, like, how dragons have, four legs and 2 wings. Wyvern just has, its front legs are also its wings, like a bat.
Oh.
So similar to a dragon.
Well, I guess my answer is wyvern. Why not?
So it sounds like the plan is basically just to avoid, if possible.
Cautiously make our way through.
We're scouting, and we'll send them back whatever intel we can collect along the way, and that's all we're willing to promise. If something happens that we accomplish something a little more than that, that's fine. but our goal is just to, scouting mission.
Scout and then
We'll just
keep moving.
We'll take notes while we're on our way, and then just send the notes back.
All right.
Very non-committal. I like it.
Very.
Like, we're being helpful, but not
sticking your
putting
neck
ourselves
out for
in
anyone.
harm's way. Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
saying we're going to try, but we're going to try to try.
Well, it doesn't even sound like
not
you're
gonna
going to
say
try.
Like, I'm not gonna say we're gonna go kill a wyvern for you, because that's nonsense. But we'll, tell you where we think the nest is.
Okay, so I'm thinking worst case scenario here. Okay,
Mhm.
I know that there are advantages to swearing to take care of this thing instead of probably meeting it. What would be the advantage if we were to swear to?
Mechanically, if you swear the vow and complete it, you gain experience points, which you can use for your assets. You can.
Which we are close to.
Yes, you can upgrade existing assets and take new assets.
I guess his follow-up question would be, is there a penalty for swearing to take care of it and then failing or not doing so?
That is if you forsake your vow, which happens if you renounce your quest, betray your promise, or if the goal is lost to you. Then you clear the vow and you have to endure stress.
Ooh.
And suffer minus spirit equal to some amount. So it's it's a downer.
Are any of my lying to people abilities, like if I'm the one that swears the vow, but it was a lie, can I use that to my advantage?
Let me
Where
find
I
out
trick this town into thinking I'm going to
what
help them,
you've got
when really,
here.
You, sir, are a terrible human being.
Well, let's see here.
I mean, I've got all these lying abilities. I gotta
right.
can use 'em.
I mean, you're a born liar. So let's see here. You upgraded your cutthroat ability, if I recall. So let's see here. When you face danger, secure an advantage, or compel by lying, bluffing, stealing, or cheating, you get a bonus. That looks like that's the only thing that would really get close to applying. So presumably you could try to secure an advantage with a lie before the roll is made.
Well, by that means we've basically got nothing to lose.
Sounds-
To this plan,
The question is, if only he makes the vow, does that also extend to us?
That's kind of how we've been playing it, is the vows are typically made for the entire party if the entire party is kind of all together doing it.
So we have nothing to lose.
But secure an advantage can still apply to Torgan making the swear a vow maneuver, since that one requires heart. And Torgan has the biggest heart of all.
I'm willing to promise that we will scout ahead and send them back whatever intel we can gather.
which is not a vow. It's
Yes.
more of
You're so
Favor.
just wait. You can't make a commitment tonight, which is fine. I'm just pointing it out.
A commitment. I mean, there's going to be danger involved.
Uh-huh.
3 people are probably not going to slay a wyvern on their own.
I mean, maybe with lots of clever secure and advantage maneuvers and, using resources wisely and abilities wisely. Got a lot of assets.
but the way we play.
Bot, not in the bot deciding we all fail
That's a good point.
horrifically.
So
Yeah, that's the
basically,
key.
what we're saying, basically, the choices here are either we try to avoid the wyvern or we try to look at the wyvern. Those are the two choices. Either we're going to look at it or we're going to try to avoid it. Which one do we want to do?
I mean, I don't know if we're actively seeking it out. I think we're keeping an eye on it as we travel through.
So it sounds like
If we can successfully...
no
we can
one
make
wants
it through
to
this
swear
place
a
and not
vow.
even see it. If we can get out of the other side, we're not going to circle back and look for this guy. We're gonna keep going.
We'll send word back
It does,
via carrier pigeon that
We did
we
not see
managed.
I
it
mean,
does not
if
look
you
like we're swearing the
are
vow.
if you are just dead set on just avoiding it, you can just take a completely different route through the wilderness. Bypass it entirely.
I was playing Minecraft and TSTS
Well, it's nice to have something resembling a road.
TSTSS.
That would be a waste of a good wyvern now, wouldn't it?
We don't want to promise we're going to fight it.
Like, we know this path leads to where we're trying to get to. If we take some alternate path we're making up, God knows where we'll pop out.
I don't want to promise we're going to fight a wyvern, but we promise we're going to do our best to get to the other community, and we will send word back on what we
And we'll
learned
let
along the
them
way.
know that you're still here. For now.
We'll send them a message that it is possible to walk through and not encounter it because we just did it.
Well, we have, Serene does tracking. Maybe we'll be able to divine some details that would be useful to make the passage safer for other people.
Serene, as an expert on these kind of creatures, being somewhat knowledgeable, do we know what kind of threat a wyvern is? Does it breathe fire? Does it just smack you? Does it peck?
It has
It's kind of...
It does not breathe fire.
It does not breathe
It's
fire.
kind of like Kirby in Super Smash. It just drops its butt on you and tries to squish you.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, we're protected
that's
from it
canon
if I
now.
like. So basically, we're protected if I just walk around with my sword straight up towards the sky at all times.
So you're playing as Toon Link?
Yes.
Sorry.
It is okay. So it is a, big leathery wings, lots of teeth, and a pretty thick hide. Not the kind of thing you would want to take in a one-on-one fight, but presumably something you could take on if you are really, playing your cards right.
Masters of our environment and such.
Yeah. Playing
the
to your
dice like
individual
this.
strengths, abusing secure and advantage a lot. And remember, the only way you guys are going to ever gain any new abilities is to take on some vows occasionally.
I think we only have one choice. I think that if we want to make this episode exciting at all, we're going to have to fight something.
Why couldn't it have been like a pack of dire wolves or something?
I was hoping for rabbits.
Oh.
I think
No,
we
it's a
should take the
dragon.
vow, maybe.
Okay, let's.
Because if we take the vow and we encounter this thing, we're going to have to put ourselves in a situation where we're going to complete the vow. If we take the vow and we don't encounter it, and we get out the other side, we'll
We're
take
just
that
gonna-
hit to our stats.
We're just
but
going to
not
feel
fighting a
bad.
dragon, so we'll be fine.
I just feel bad about it.
We'll pick up our stats when we get to the other side, but that's when we know that the wyvern's not going to be our problem.
This does not make us heroes, though. This makes us opportunists.
Bounty hunters.
The best heroes are opportunists. Just think about
We can't be heroes if we don't have any abilities.
Take the opportunity to go kill a dragon.
Asterisk.
Yeah, not actually a dragon.
all right, let's do it.
We're playing.
Alright.
If we find it, we'll try to kill it for you.
We're playing
Okay.
prisons and wyverns.
Glane, did you want to try to secure an advantage with some kind of deception in swearing this vow?
Yes, I would.
What would the deception be though?
I was
Even,
gonna
like,
say
what
it's
would you tell
kind
them?
it's kind of a waste. But I mean, it's not like
Well-
it costs anything.
I mean, if he'd rather use his heart to just tell him we're going to straight up do it, that's the same, I guess.
I mean, here's the big deal, that the game is kind of rewarding. It's mechanically rewarding you, kind of adding more detail to the scene, effectively. Because if you first secure an advantage, if you make that move first by kind of describing how you're going to help Torgen in this situation, you could be rewarded with momentum.
I see. Because they're already pretty close to 9 and 10, and I have 2.
Yeah, so you could secure an advantage on Torgen's behalf. And you could just do that with trickery of some sort, talking up his prowess in combat and all the many victories you have experienced.
Many victories.
Many victories.
But MINI. That's the deception.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to the person. Who are we talking to? Who are we lying to here?
I guess that would be Mortar. Mortar,
I
the
go to
confident
Mortar.
herder.
Rick and Mortar.
I go to this guy and I tell him that we're going to go into the woods and we're going to slay this thing. When we kill it, we are going to inform you that we have killed it, but not inform anyone else. Then this town will be the exclusive knowledge holders of a new trade route through this forest to new areas. When we come out of the other side, we will let them know the tales of the wyvern we just escaped, and to not go in there, giving this town a unique advantage and swearing them to us being in their debt.
Is this the deception?
Yes.
All right, you know what? I'll accept that. In that case, because you are a trickster, as one of your assets, you're going to get a +1 on this secure an advantage roll for a total of a +4.
So rolling a 4.
You're rolling a 4, which is not the highest we've ever had, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And this is going to be on Torgen's behalf. There we go. 7
Yes.
against a double 2. So,
Oh, and a match.
Torgen, you reap the benefits since Glane was using this to aid you. You may make your move, your Swear an Iron Vow move, with a +1, or you can take 2 momentum.
I mean, my momentum's pretty high already, and I'm gonna take the +1.
All right, then you get to roll a +4.
My cap locks are on. That won't work.
Now I'm not sure what the match is going to do here. So this is Glane sort of trying to really play up the advantage. Oh my gosh, double match.
Oh my god.
Triple match. All right, well that means we really got to mix things up. So Torgen,
Spectacular.
you're gonna swear your vow here to the people of Whitestead. What is the vow you are swearing here?
People of Whitestead, we are humble adventurers, but we see that you're in pain, and we vow to stop the creature that is keeping you from receiving your goods, and return you all to not starving condition.
All right.
So we're gonna stop it. If that means we kill it, if that means we tame it, then we're just gonna stop it.
All right. I'm
Ma-
going to
maybe it'll
rank
be
this
friendly.
one as this is a formidable vow to make that you would be defeating a wyvern. So we're going to see what happens.
That means it does 4 damage to us, guys.
The vow is separate from the monster's threat level,
Fair.
but I get you.
That's bad.
All right, but on a strong hit, you are emboldened. It is clear what you need to do next. Take +2 momentum. So, Torgan, up to 9 out of 10 there. Speaking of, if you want to at some point shift into geared for war on your armor, let me know.
Oh,
You would-
yes.
That does decrease your reset and your maximum on momentum to 9. So you would be maxed out at 9 for that.
That's fine. That is, I would like to do that before we go.
Okay.
9 is
They
still
see-
pretty good. I mean,
They see, he makes this bold claim, and they see him, suiting up in this like war armor, and now they're all like,
Yeah, it's like,
ooh,
ooh,
sparkly eyes.
this guy means business.
they
So-
love me.
Yes. Torgan there at the forefront, in the spotlight.
Darn it. This always works out.
He's
You're
just
the
such
one
a
in the shiny
heroic
armor.
individual. All right. So
What does the twist do?
that is a great question. What is
The 2 twists.
Yeah, how do we twist this a bit? What's the catch here? We gotta mix things up, but in your favor in some way. Let's get a. I don't know if I need a full prompt, but
Maybe the mercenary decides to be our companion, our guide, to show us where this old road is.
I was thinking maybe, like, because this is their last-ditch effort, they give us the last of their supplies, and
oh,
we
that's
get an
a.
increase
You
in
know
our
what?
supplies.
That's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea, Turtle. All right. They give you. I'm gonna say that's a +2. Honestly, double match. Why not? So, Torgan, they are inspired by your courage. As you are donning your armor and swearing this vow, this iron vow, to make the road safe again, to protect this village from starvation, certain doom.
Thank you, Mushu.
The villagers one by one reveal just the small extra supply that they've had squirreled away, and soon this becomes this large pile of extra resources for you to take. Some food, additional arrows for your quiver, just everything you could really expect and hope to find, so that you're ready and prepared for the challenges ahead. And with that, you guys are set to journey up the road to the stars above to seek out the wyvern.
Okay.
And honestly, with that, I'm kind of wondering if I think we should go ahead and give you a couple steps on the journey just for that, for your progress on the vow. Because with that strong match, you know exactly, it is clear what you must do next, implying you receive information from the people of Whitestead on where to go to find the wyvern's lair.
Okay.
And so already you've made steady progress on your vow before even leaving. They put you up for the night. You take very little comfort in the tense village of Whitestead, but you are rested the next day and prepared for the road ahead. All right. What are we going to do? Any further preparations?
I'm going to paint a picture of a wyvern on my shield.
Ah, yes. As a shield bearer, and you did unlock this second item here, when you paint your shield with a meaningful symbol, envision what you create. Symbol of a wyvern. If you endure stress as you face off against a fearsome foe, you get a little bit of a bonus on that, and a +1 momentum if you succeed on it. All right, so you are prepared for your battle against this fearsome foe. Let me see what else we have asset-wise to see if there's any other preparation to make. You've already changed your armor to geared for war. Let's see here. Ooh, yeah, and then your Slayer ability also grants you a little bit of a bonus here. When you gather information or secure an advantage by readying yourself for a fight, you get a little bit of a bonus. So keep that one in mind for when when you're prepping for the fight.
Yes.
And then Serene has Poison Expert, and you are already at 5 poison arrows prepared. So don't forget about that.
Ooh.
Yes. Day is a bit of a poisons expert, or Serene is. All right.
Both.
Yeah, both. Wait, what?
Watch out, Panda.
He's making us cookies.
He better.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to journey. So we'll need to undertake a journey. Not a very long one. You know the way. You've been given directions, so this is merely a troublesome journey to the wyvern's lair. A troublesome journey, but a journey nonetheless. I'm gonna bold that one since that one is the one we're working on here. So,
Is this a wits roll?
This is a wits roll, which is usually going to be Serene's cup of tea.
On it.
And we're going to find out what awaits along the way by consulting the Oracle. I mean, that's pretty much Poison Expert.
That's true. Oh, these
Can I
guys
just point
love
out that
luck
you
tonight.
guys have had strong hits every roll tonight?
Oh man,
Don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
no
Hey,
turtle luck.
we're still making up for that one or that
Oh
other
my
week.
gosh. Yeah. We don't talk about that week anymore.
I hate that
Alright.
week.
So, on a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, and you don't lose any resources or anything. So, immediately, first waypoint reached. Let's find out what that waypoint is, shall we? So we want to roll for a place.
One step outside the village, wyvern.
Oh, good, we found it. A settled waterfall. Okay, I think this is sort of an outpost from Whitestead. This is not a full-on village here. This is sort of a group of woodsmen that live out here further away from Whitestead, but they are here for collecting resources for the city as best they can. Although most of their food is traded from the neighboring settlements, right here, this small collection of hunters and fishermen sort of try and supplement whatever they can. And right now, they are sort of keeping the village afloat, just barely, by whatever they can find here. So these hunters and fishermen sort of have a small camp of sort of cabins out here near this waterfall. And so you're able to spend your first night out of Whitestead among these men, to have some protection from the elements overnight. And so there is no need for you to deal with sleeping out in the elements.
Secure an advantage opportunity. I have people to entertain with my storytelling.
Story Weaver. And when you do secure an advantage by sharing an inspiring or lightning song, you can add +1 to that roll and take +1 momentum on a hit, which always good to have more momentum banked. So, if you are going to be securing an advantage, you're going to be making preparations by let's see, where was it? By sharing an inspiring or enlightening song. So, what are you trying to secure an advantage? What are you trying to do?
Well, obviously, these gentlemen are very familiar with the area, so we should be able to get very clear instructions on how to proceed on tomorrow's journey. Perhaps even maybe a minor escort, if they just happen to be going that same direction.
And pancakes.
And so I want to give them maybe a tale about how we, navigated the Badlands on the way to Woodbreak and successfully, defeated Katja, and tell them this glorious tale of our heroic deeds, and have them guide us on tomorrow's journey, feeling inspired and knowing that we will keep them safe, and therefore they are willing to move quickly.
Okay.
Get us.
Is this outpost an extension of the people from the other town?
Yeah.
This is people from Whitestead. Oops.
I don't want what we tell these people to not jive with the lie that we told where we just came from. So if these
you don't have to give them too many details.
Right, because okay. I'm just keeping that story thread in our minds. Like, we can't go telling other settlements what we're about to do, because that's the whole crux of what I did.
We're lying to those jerks back there. We are those jerks back there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So if you want,
we just told them if we were going to keep it a secret, and we might not.
Yes. If you want to convince them to come with you, that will be a compel roll. So, if you'd like to split this out to make, to get Torgan to help with that part, Serene could make the secure an advantage roll with a +1 with her Story Weaver ability, and then pass that on a strong hit, pass that +1 over to Torgan for a compel attempt to convince.
What?
Or that can go with a +1 for the next leg of the journey.
What stat is compel rolled with?
Heart.
Okay, so he's definitely got that.
Nati. So for secure an advantage, this counts as expertise, insight, and observation, since I'm telling a story about the observations of our journey.
That feels a bit charming, which isn't your best.
Yeah, that's a 1.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't know. It's tricky to get this to work the best mechanically that you'd like it to. The moves themselves don't don't seem to align perfectly with what you want to do, and as a result, it's hard to kind of make it work for top bonuses on everything.
Well, it's definitely not edge, and it's definitely not iron, and it's definitely not shadow. It's either wits or heart.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I just want to point out that if I go to secure an advantage, then I also get +1 and +1 momentum on a hit because of my Slayer ability.
Your momentum's maxed out.
That's true. I don't really need the momentum, but I still get +1 on the roll.
Yeah, because I was thinking if Serene passed the +1 on to me, and I could tell some lie about how they should come with us, I could get up to 3. But you're already at 3, and you'd still get a +1.
Slayer is specifically for gathering information by tracking a beast, or securing an advantage by readying yourself for a fight. And at this point, we're not quite to that.
Oh, okay. Well, then I do not get the +1.
But we're getting there.
I thought since we were like...
We're just deciding what
gathering.
bonus my performance is getting at this point.
Yeah. That's the thing is Storyweaver goes along with Heart very well, because it's a very bard charisma kind of role.
Well, if we go with heart, then it's a plus. Then I'll be rolling a +2 then, right?
Yes.
Isn't as good as a +4, but you know.
But it's still something.
And if we fail this particular roll, it's not. There's not a whole lot on the line.
No.
This is literally I'm performing a story, and maybe they don't like my story.
Yeah, and then maybe we don't convince them to come along after all. Maybe we decide not to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and entertain the hunters and fishermen of the outposts here, and see if we can get a little bit of advantage on the situation here. We'll be rolling Iron Roll 2.
This would not be an easy thing to convince someone to do on a win.
Oh no. Okay. But you do have a short-lived advantage. And you get +1 momentum as a result.
Yay, momentum. So short-lived advantage, they don't want to come with us, but, you know, they'll give me detailed instructions and I can take notes.
I think that's reasonable. That they do know the area. They give you a little bit of information on what to watch out for, certain trails to take in lieu of the main path, just for easier terrain during this season.
Okay.
So you still
helps us out.
Get something, yes.
It'll still give us maybe a slight bonus on the go to the next step of the journey roll.
Yeah, we'll take that. Okay.
Not quite as good as having a guide, but, you know, detailed instructions. They got a town to feed. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah, their absolute priority right now is gathering as much food as possible. Because it doesn't look like this road situation is getting resolved anytime soon. Now, you've given them a little bit of hope. And so they're quick to give you information. But that's all we've got to go on right now. So you spend a peaceful evening among them, and a quiet night with a roof over your head, with the droning of the waterfall, just a hill over. And now with the rising sun, you're ready to tackle the next leg of the journey. So let's see what happens. We're gonna undertake a journey. That's Serene will be, as usual, leading the way, being the cleverest of the trio.
She's just, you know, trained in how to do the whole scouting thing. She took some skill points in that.
Right.
So this is so am I making a 4 roll then for this?
No, it'll just be wits.
Okay.
The +1 you got was to your momentum, not to your next roll.
Okay.
but it does put you at 9, which is nice in case of emergency. Okay. Weak hit. So you reach a waypoint and mark progress, but you suffer 1 supply. If you'd like to burn your momentum, you could.
It's not worth it for this.
I didn't figure so. All right, so let's find out what this next waypoint is, pointed out by the woodsman. Ah, the Lush Hill.
Ooh.
So the path is taking you up a hillside from Whitestead, and you've sort of gone through sort of a forested area past a river. Thank you. And now there's a sort of area where the forest sort of tapers off a bit and gives you there's a sort of very verdant green rolling hills stretching out. And from the top of it, you can actually look back, and this is just miles away. You can just barely make out the small stems of smoke from the fires at Whitestead, and get an idea of just how far you've traveled. And looking ahead, you can actually just barely see on the opposite side, a little bit further in the northerly direction, fires indicating the settlement on the other side of the road. Off to your left, towards the west, a very steep mountainside, and you know from your conversations with the people of Whitestead and the notes you've taken that on the other side of that mountain is where the normal road you would travel along is, and it was a well-maintained road until the rock slide just completely demolished the carved road that was in the side of the mountain. And so now you're out here on this lovely but a bit treacherous journey here. But you know that you're getting closer and closer to the Wyvern's lair. So, next leg of the journey. Oh, got to deduct a supply for that. We're now at 3 on the supply.
Do you guys... Maybe there was something in my notes about... since this is a lush hill, maybe there was something in my notes about... we could resupply here. Maybe there's some wild onions in this area we could find. Something like that.
Of course.
We went south from the farm in Stardew in spring.
Get those spring onions. Roll wits for resupply. Let's see what we can get here. Oh no!
Nope, I didn't find anything.
Nothing helpful. Pay the price. So no. You spend some time in the area trying to kind of restock your bags with a few items that you're missing. Some medicinal herbs would be nice. You notice your small pouch of dried herbs and other medicines is running a little bit low. The water skins, while not terrible, it would be nice to top them off a bit. Unfortunately, you're not able to find anything up here. Although the area is lush, there's not any major streams running with clean enough water. And the plants that you find are either sort of useless things that you can't really make anything from, or some things that you're just not really familiar with. You've gotten pretty far from the areas that you know, and so the different types of flora you're finding are just a bit different. So you suffer a little bit of momentum for the delay, but you're still able to continue on your road. You've made 2 steps of progress, which puts you at 6 of 10, towards the wyvern's lair.
So I guess we're journeying on to the next
I believe so. And after this,
waypoint.
it's up
I
to you
guess
to
I'm
decide if we've made it or not. All right. Well, you've made progress, but still suffered a little bit of supply along the way. Supplies are running a little bit thin here. Now, here's the question. Before I roll for a place, we can risk it and say that this is it. You're at 9 of 10 on progress. So if you want to say that you have reached your destination, we can roll against that 9.
I mean, we're about out of supply. I would hate for us to go any lower. And a 9 out of 10 isn't bad.
What's the penalty for when we tip out of supply? What starts happening?
You take on the debility, I believe it's unprepared. Where's my... Here we go. Let's see here. It reduces your maximum momentum.
Then I apologize.
Oh.
Which would not be good. So your max momentum would be down to 9 or 8 in Torgen's case.
Yeah, we should try to get there now.
What kind of roll is that? What do we?
That is a reach your destination move, which means no momentum gets used here. Which is a little scary.
Just a blank roll, no bonuses of any kind.
That's right.
But it's still a 9. We'll still have a 9 against whatever he rolls. Right?
Yeah, surely there's no way something would go bad.
It would take double 10s to, well...
No, 9s would also count. Yeah.
It would take 9s or 10s to...
Odds are in our favor, but that hasn't stopped the bot from screwing us over before.
Are we gonna make one more leg of the journey
keep
here?
going, we're definitely gonna lose one more supply if we keep going.
That's true.
Most likely. Yeah, let's just try for it.
Which one are we going for? Are we here, or are we gonna make one more leg of the journey?
We're here.
We're here. Okay. So that means we have to do a progress roll against a 9. So all we want is for those 2 pink 10-sided dice to come up with anything less than 9 for both of them. 1 through 8 is perfect. All right. You guys ready? You have arrived. Yes. You have arrived at the location of the wyvern's lair. So let's find out what happens when we get there. Oh, a strong hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
An 8.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's really close. All right. So on a strong hit, on a strong hit, the situation at your destination favors you. You may choose 1. So first off, we have finished this. The wyvern's just dead. Oh, how convenient. How convenient.
It's just a skeleton.
All right.
It died like 3 years ago.
The situation favors you. You may choose 1. You can make another move now with a +1 or take +1 momentum, and I would allow that to go to anyone, I guess, except for Turtle.
I mean, Glane needs momentum the most, but...
I do.
But if we're about to
2
enter
to
a
3
fight,
is
that
not gonna
+1 would be nice.
Well,
That's true.
Are we aware of the state that it's in? Do we have eyes on it? What's it doing?
Let's see here. I
We
think
need information.
Yeah, we need information. So it's a favorable situation right now. I think what we want now, I don't want to be mean, so I want this to be a situation where Torgen has an opportunity to use his Slayer ability of preparing for a fight, because he gets a pretty major advantage by using that, and he doesn't get to use it a lot. So I want him to be able to have that.
That's why I suggest that it's asleep. Like, that's the
Let's
most
see here. What do we know
pain
about...
thing.
Oh, let me get a bit of info on a wyvern here. Okay, so... Feed, swoop up, okay. Forested region, okay. I think it is reasonable that the wyvern is nocturnal. I don't think it's out of the question that this thing hunts at night. Kind of supported by its very bat-like qualities. You know, it's kind of dragon crossed with bat. So I'd say, yeah, this thing is nested up for the day. It sort of bakes in the sun like a lizard. It's sunning, effectively. And it is not kind of secluded. It's not like tucked into a cave somewhere, because this thing is an apex predator. It's picked a nice cozy spot on a warm rock, and it's just sitting there, oblivious to the fact that anything could possibly pose it a threat. It is a born killer. And so you guys have an opportunity here to sort of scope out the area, make preparations before entering the battle.
Then I have officially gathered information of it. It is bigger than I would like it to be, but it is asleep. And it kind of looks like an alligator. A big one.
Yeah, so for Slayer ability, let's go ahead and pull that up. Which Torgon possesses. So you're not tracking the beast, so gather information won't apply, but securing an advantage by readying yourself for a fight, you will be able to take advantage of that. Which, here's what you can do with that, because the +1 momentum will not help you at this point. You're topped off on a momentum. You'll still get a +1 on secure an advantage, and if you get a strong hit on secure an advantage, then the subsequent move you make, you can have a +1 on that roll.
Okay.
So that could be for when you're about to enter the fight, or enter the fray.
I also have an opportunity to come at an unsuspecting enemy.
This is true. Now, this thing, the head of this creature is very wolf-like. Large protruding ears. So even if this thing is in a relaxed state right now, it will be very good at detecting oncomers.
Right.
So
I'm going to secure a positional advantage by finding a good archer spot where it can't bite me. Find a place that I can wedge myself where it can't get me, but I can shoot it.
Okay.
You know, the traditional archer strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to suggest a huddle with the team before we really get moving.
Oh, good idea. Before
just-
Serene heads off to find a position.
Instead of just stating our own, like, what are we about to do here?
Okay, boys.
Look at you playing teamwork. Look at you.
Well, look at me playing. We're fighting a dragon asterisk. Alright. This isn't going to be a Molt situation.
What'd you call me? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we don't want a repeat of that fight.
We need to take away its biggest advantage and take it out of its element, which is the sky. It's sleeping. Is this thing, you said it's like a bat.
More or less.
Does that mean that its wings are very thin and leathery, or is this like a thick wing?
It's much bigger than a bat. So, let's see here. So I'm gonna say it's a pretty thick sort of wing. Now,
Like
how
if you were
thick
to
would
stab
that
this
be?
wing You would
like,
just poke through it like paper. You would like stab it and it would feel it.
Yeah, it's gonna feel that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be strong enough to support its body weight in flight.
Yeah. Let's
So
before
It's not a
we
thin
get
membrane.
too deep into the whole thing about like how does a dragon fly? One step back and we will remember that it is a fantasy setting. So I will say it is. These are bat-like wings, but this is like heavy leather kind of texture and thickness.
There will be no quick of slashing of tires here without being detected.
Exactly.
You will get
Like
to it
that's
and it
something
will
that
know.
you would have to carve.
Right. Not something that an arrow is going to be able to like pop right through. Necessarily.
Maybe a lucky shot. You never know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'd be best to try to just lop off a wing with a sword.
Well, that's probably even more hacking than trying to poke a hole in the wing itself. I'm sure there's like bone there.
But I mean, it still would be probably more effective at maiming it if that's your goal.
Yeah, we either need to aim for like the wings or the eyes. Like we got to take away some advantage of this thing.
At the heart.
Plus, if it's a poison arrow in the eye, that's all the better.
Ooh.
Maybe I just need to hand Glaine one of my poison arrows and let him go stab the thing with his sneaky shadow teleport.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be tricky.
Well, I do see that one of its wings is kind of propped up, creating a little cave of shade.
You're going to teleport under its wings.
Because I can only. This works in darkness. If it's like a sunny rock, I can't just like.
Yeah, that's the big
Bring up
thing
anywhere.
is that the shadow walk ability is specifically for moving between shadows, and we've already declared this thing is like exposed in a very sunny, bright patch on a nice smooth rock.
But any shade that it's projecting is fair game.
That's tricky,
think.
but maybe we'll allow it.
Hey, it's got to be past midday by now, so there is a sun shadow somewhere.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
better than me
we'll see
having
what
to
we can
walk
do with
all
this.
the way up to it because he's gonna
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah, now here's the scary thing though. If you get up there, you are right there within range.
Right.
It could hug you with
It
its
could eat
teeth.
you. There it is. Yeah.
If
I'm not
things
saying
get real,
don't
I
do
already
it.
have a-
I'm just saying
terrifying
there's a
idea.
threat here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we're not going to be able to like pick up big boulders and like sneak them over to him and place them on his wing so that he can't get up because he'd hear all that.
Yeah, that's
You're
not happening.
carrying giant boulders and we can't easily sabotage the wings without starting to fight it and waking it up. So
Yeah.
taking away.
I'll
its sight
allow you to make a shadow walk roll to get within striking range for cutthroat ability, but don't get to the point where you are trying to say
I'm not going to try
that,
to end the fight in the first hit or something.
the inside of the beast must be shaded. we're gonna put a limit on this somewhere.
But I mean, it's a big, it's a
Yeah.
big thing. It's got to cast, if its wing is kind of making a little tent, kind of like it's kind of propped up. I can make a little cave in there.
Right.
I'm not gonna pop into its mouth.
That's what it wants.
Yeah.
You're just giving it what it wants.
Just let it hug you with its teeth.
All right. So, Glaine knows what he's gonna do. Serene knows what
Do I
she's
have
gonna
to-
do.
Do I have to incorporate my dagger into this, or can I use her arrow like a dagger?
It says if you wield a dagger or knife.
Because I'm trying to use these poison
I can
things, but
I can just put poison on his dagger. Like, here you go. Here's a vial.
okay.
I think what we'll
It's
do
not-
there is we'll call that him securing an advantage because the poison expert asset specifically is for when you Serene strike a foe. So although the flavor of it is, I've got poison that I'm applying to arrows, mechanically it's an advantage for you to hit an opponent and deal more damage.
But I mean, like, the way physics in reality works, the expertise is, okay, you can put poison on stuff that makes stabbing things more effective.
Yes, that is correct.
No.
But we are not in reality.
You know what? I think I'm gonna try to manhandle this situation, and then what I'm gonna do is try to hit it in the neck with
Snicker snack. Jabberwock.
Yeah.
With the sword of Zora or whatever it was.
Oh, the sword of
Zora.
Zora.
We're just gonna attempt to behead the thing.
I am. I'm just gonna try to hack it in the neck and see what happens.
Let's see. Here's what I want to do. I think we need to do Serene, make a wits roll to secure an advantage on Glaine's behalf to give him momentum, effectively. And that's what we're going to do for the... There we go. So, Serene, with her poison expert ability... she applies some poison to Glaine's dagger and gives him very stern warnings about the pointy end.
Do not cut yourself with this, you will die.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Do not aim at face.
It's strong enough to kill something that size.
Do not look directly into the operational end of the device.
Something your size. Don't do it.
All right. And so, Glaine, you are now up to 4 momentum. And I think we're ready, aren't we?
I think I'm ready to step between the gust and the veil once again.
Oh my goodness.
For the first time in a while.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Have I located a good archer's nook?
Let's have you secure an advantage for yourself there with, well, would that even, aren't you at, like, really high? Yeah, you can do that. Secure an advantage with wits for another +3. This is you making preparations. Oh, no.
I cannot find the archer's nook I am happy with.
You fail, or your assumptions betray you, and you must pay the price. I think we're going to be friendly here and just deduct some momentum as your payment. No, you are unable to find the spot that you really want, and this is kind of eating into your preparation time. The creature has been stirring a bit, and you know that you're not going to have... Your advantage here is short-lived when you arrived here while the creature was resting. This is kind of eating into that time, but the creature is still down. The advantage is still yours. But once you get to a point where you're sort of fed up trying to find a satisfactory sort of corner in the land, something to take great cover from, you eventually just say, we don't have time for the perfect spot, and you just pick something. So describe what you have been able to find, at least. It's not great.
Into the tree line, there's a rock with a tree kind of growing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of pull down a couple branches from that tree, and just kind of slice them down a little bit so that I have a little more cover. And I'm kind of crouched next to this rock with the tree kind of over me with a couple of loose branches around me to give me a little bit more cover. At least make it harder to bite me.
Yes, all right. So Serene perching there on the mossy side of this large rock on the tree line. Glaine sort of taking a step back towards the shady woods himself, and Torgon standing there preparing himself, readying himself for battle, pumping himself up,
Standing in the sun.
standing in the sun, hoping this will not be the last day he experiences its warmth.
Because
Ghislaine,
that's happened.
with the Slayer ability, when you secure an advantage by readying yourself for a fight, you can add +1 on that roll and take an additional 1 moment. Well, ignore the 1 momentum on the hit, but so you're sort of preparing yourself for the fight. So that's going to be courage. So I'm going to let you roll a +4 on your secure an advantage roll. Weak hit is not going to be really anything for you since you're already maxed out on momentum.
Oh,
So
it's
you're-
me.
Yes, so you are really looking for a strong hit here, but you've got a +4 on this roll.
You said Glane, so it was confusing.
I did say
that-
Glenn.
oh.
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry. Here we go.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, but
horse,
no.
horse.
Oh fuck.
No!
9 and 10.
Okay, well.
Not much you could have done there. That's all right.
Could burn momentum for a weak hit?
No,
But then you
no, 'cause it
burn the
would be a
momentum
match.
to take the advantage of
No.
+1 momentum. All right. Well,
We're readying for the battle. Torgan coughs.
Gosh darn it. It's that old injury acting up.
let's see here. What do we do in this situation? Is this a momentum, or does this change the? No, this doesn't change. This is not a match, so the situation is still as it was. But we are going to deduct 1 momentum there. So, Torgan, you're sort of mentally preparing yourself for the fight, but you're still on edge a bit here. But you are as ready as you're going to be, and it's a little bit unsettling now that you're the only one out here in the daylight, preparing to face this beast.
Great. Once again.
All right.
Don't
So-
worry, we haven't abandoned you.
No, don't worry. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry. It's super fine.
It's just gonna hug you with its teeth. You're fine.
Yeah.
Let me show you how fine it is.
Okay. So, the question
it's that
now
fine.
is, oh no, it's fine. It's fine like Bobby. What a good boy that Bobby is. All right.
He's fine apparently.
That's what I hear. All right. I suppose, Ghislaine, I think you're the one that's going to be kicking things off based on your plan here.
Yes, and I have many intentions as long as the dice agree with me.
All right, we're going to keep that train rolling as long as we can. Oh, wait, this is going to be the wrong one. Yeah, I want Shadow Walk. All right. I guess you're going to be starting with this here. When you cloak yourself with the Gossamer Veil of the Shadow Realms, roll plus Shadow. On a strong hit, you get momentum. And then also, re-roll dice when you make the next move by ambushing, hiding, or sneaking. Which, before you make that move, you'll be making your Enter the Fray move. Which actually, maybe we get to skip that one. I'm not sure. I'll take a look at this. Oh yeah, even if you are moving into position against an unaware foe, you still have to roll for Enter the Fray. Ooh, that would be bad if you don't get initiative for the ambush, but we'll see what happens. So, are you ready?
I'm ready. Do we get a life bar for this thing or not until we start damaging it?
We'll wait until we enter the fray.
Okay. So, right before is this me rolling to even just try and get initiative, or am I shadow walking now?
Shadow walk first, we're going to say.
Okay. Just before I do it, I take a deep breath because I can't be breathing around this thing. I want to appear next to him in a tense, ready state.
Right.
So take a breath, and poof.
Okay. So, you need to roll shadow. So +3. All right. Well, you don't get your +1 momentum, but ooh, you must first face danger to find your way. Oh my. I don't think that's ever happened. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Is this like in the shadow realm? Like, where am I right now?
Yes, the shadows try to lead you astray on your journey through the veil. And so you're going to need to roll wits for a +2 here to make sure you actually get through this.
Shadow Cat's still pissed at you.
Oh
God.
no. Glenn.
No! No. This is fine. This is fine.
You can burn momentum, and you wouldn't suffer much.
You have enough momentum to make it a yes.
You have very low momentum, but it's still enough to turn that into a weak hit.
Which would get me where I want to go.
It would get you where you want to go.
Let's do it.
Thank God.
Because I still go back to it, too. I only lose 2.
Yes, but also you face a troublesome cost along the way, and I'm going to say that's momentum, definitely, which will bring you down to 1. But you'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll probably build up a lot of momentum along the way anyway.
If I'm alive in the next 5 minutes, yeah.
That's a good point. All right. Well, all right. So, on a weak hit, as above, but the shadows try to lead you astray. So, Glane takes a moment and sort of just falls back into the shadows, and he's just gone. Not a noise, not a whisper of wind. He's just gone. Glane, appearing within the veil, runs through to the other side, the sort of mirror shadow, the sort of portal of light that will lead him to his destination that he envisioned. For just a briefest moment, he is caught once again by a pang of guilt from what he put his comrades through just a few weeks ago. But he presses on, suffering a little bit of his resolve, his momentum, but still he presses on and appears on the other side of the veil. And all is warm, humid, and dark beneath the shadow of this great beast that he now stands just inches away from.
Still here. We're still playing the feud.
And so, now, you need to roll to determine who is in control. You are moving into position against an unaware foe, striking without warning. So you're going to roll shadow, but because you successfully did your shadow walk maneuver, you get to re-roll any of the dice rolled on this particular move. Okay. Or you can, or if you want to say beforehand, you have to decide this. You can either go for re-rolls now on the enter the fray move or on your strike attempt.
Oof. I feel like if I hold on to it and this next roll goes south, it doesn't matter that I held on to it for the second thing.
That's fair.
I feel like I need to be able to stab this
All
thing
right.
in the eye.
We're going to apply the Shadow Walk benefit to entering the fray. And so you will roll Iron Roll 3, and you will have the opportunity to roll all three, any three, whatever combination of the 3 dice that you want.
Here we go.
So let's see what happens. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
Okay. So, which of those 3 dice do you want to re-roll?
Well, definitely the 9, yeah.
Definitely the 9.
Probably the 6. I'm imagining, and I mean that 3 is like a middle of the road kind of roll, right?
It's below the 50-50 line.
It's
1, 2, 3
really,
versus 4, 5, 6. So odds are in
they're
your
all
favor to get.
they're all in the
tired,
wrong
but-
quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, reroll all.
Reroll all.
Reroll all.
Okay, it's
Oh, boy.
iron reroll ABC.
All as one word.
It's
Or
Iron
ABC is a
reroll is
separate
all
word.
one word, and then space, and then the list of dice to reroll. Dice ABC.
God.
Okay, you know what? That's all right. That's all right. It's a hit.
still got that 9 back.
It's a hit, though. So we're going to take it. All right. Let's do this.
Oh, horse.
Okay. You get to choose one. You can take 2 momentum or initiative. If you want to get that cutthroat ability, you have to take initiative here because you have to strike.
I need the initiative, yeah.
Yeah,
Taking
so
2
you're not
momentum
getting.
gets me to 3 momentum, which is not
It's not good.
a lot.
We're off to a great start. All right. And so you have the initiative, and with your cutthroat ability, you have to choose one of these before rolling your strike attempt.
Jeez.
You may either. Oh, choices suck, don't they? You may either get an extra +2 on this roll, which is an iron roll, mind you. Not your best. So you can take an extra +2 on the roll and get a +1 momentum on a hit, or you can abandon those bonuses and just say that if you manage to hit, you deal an additional 2 harm. By default, you will be dealing 2 harm. On a strong hit, you'll be dealing 3 harm. So you could turn that into a 4 or 5.
But then I wouldn't have my plus to iron.
You still get the iron. It's still an iron strike, which is what is your iron here? 1.
Okay. So let's rattle off the 3 options again while I think about it.
Okay. The option. Well, it's 2 options to choose from for this strike.
Okay.
You currently the default is you're going to roll iron, which is your worst stat, and on a success you deal 2 harm or 3 harm. That's just the default behavior. The 2 bonuses you can choose from are either, instead of just a +1 on your roll, make it a +3, and on top of that, you get more momentum on a hit. The alternate choice is inflict 2 additional harm. So basically double your damage.
I think I like the first one.
First one? Okay, that does sound safer, honestly. So you're going to be making your strike at an unsuspecting
hang
foe.
on. That little pause I talked about, I think.
Go
is
right
happening at
ahead.
that time, but I'll be right back.
All right. While that's happening, let's shift the camera over to Serene, I think.
Okay.
Serene, something has happened. Presumably, hopefully, Glane has landed a blow. All you have seen over there is the wyvern crying out with this shrill call that's just echoing over the hills. You see flocks of birds just bursting out from nearby trees, flying away as quickly as possible. Wildlife that you didn't even spot before has immediately scurried off into the forest. All creatures around you sense the danger of this creature's wrath. And you sit there with your arrow knocked. Are you prepared to enter the fray as well?
Yep, I'm gonna have to.
It's true. All right. So
I mean, my only other option's to run.
that's true.
That would be rather inappropriate of me.
I think
Plain
so.
like.
I think so. Now, let's see. You will be making a shadow roll. This your foe is not aware of you for entering the fray, so you will get an iron roll of 2.
Better than 1.
It is. And you have an opportunity to secure an advantage. Oh, look at this. Oh.
And a match.
And a match.
1.
Okay, so first off, let's deal with the immediate advantage here. A strong hit. You get +2 momentum. That brings you up to 9. And
Woo!
you have the initiative.
Heck yeah, I'm in control.
Yes. Now, I do want to point out you have the archer talent as one of your assets. Wielding a bow. If you want to secure an advantage by taking a moment to aim, you can add a +1 to this secure an advantage roll, and choose one of these 2 options when you make that secure an advantage roll.
Obviously, we're going to be going with wits.
That makes sense. All right, so we're going to be securing an advantage with wits to trust your instincts. Not lining up the shot. You've got the pure instincts, the insight, the knowledge, the know-how. So you're going to be rolling a +4 on this attempt to secure an advantage. This isn't even for the attack yet.
I am 1 with the bow.
Yes. Iron roll 4. And here we go. Even with that, it's a weak hit.
Seriously?
But a weak hit is still a hit. So you don't get the +2 momentum, but you wouldn't really have needed it. Because the secured
I couldn't
advantage.
take it anyway.
Yeah, secured advantage, even on a weak hit, you get +1 momentum. So that tops you off. So that aiming, that little bit of taking a moment, that has capped off your momentum perfectly. And allowing you to make your strike. Now, we have another option for you. Options are great. As a poison expert, you have the opportunity to strike a foe with a poisoned arrow. It does cost you one of your 5 prepared arrows, but on a hit, strong or weak, it deals an additional 2 harm.
I think we're going to need that.
I think you're right. Well, let's see here. Now, when you strike a foe with a poisoned arrow, it's 2 harm on a hit, -1 arrow, regardless of whether it's a hit. But it doesn't give you any additional bonuses to the strike. So you are just attacking with edge only, but you have a great momentum setup.
I'm gonna have to watch this, see what happened with this.
All right, so Serene, you're letting that arrow fly with an iron roll 2.
Wait, they're shooting arrows? Wait a minute.
Hold on, we're doing things out of order. It's okay.
We are.
Okay.
We are. All right. It
And
is
I'm
Oh, he ate you. The wyvern's dead. You're dead. Everyone's dead.
exactly. Yeah, you missed it all.
Yeah, you missed it.
All right. Yeah, we went a little bit out of order. So let's see here.
basically you made it scream, and I shot it, hopefully to distract it from eating you.
So you dealt a grand total of 2 harm for attacking with a lethal weapon, +1 harm for a strong hit, +2 harm for a poison arrow. That's a significant amount of progress made against this creature, but that hasn't happened yet. Rewind. Oh no.
Hey, no.
I assume that's what was fighting.
No!
Yeah. Rewind over to Glane, who was just about to strike with his blade. So he is taking the safer option to make an iron roll 3. So that is 1 on iron and 2 on 2 with the cutthroat bonus.
This is the damage blow right now, right?
Yes.
I have
You've
my
got to
initiative
hit. It's got to be either a strong hit or a weak hit to deal damage.
Okay. I should map out my intent on what plays out before I strike them?
Probably.
Okay. So, my intention is to dart out from my cover and jam this knife right into the eye that's closest to me.
Okay.
As deep and as quickly as I can. And once I stop going in, I'm going to turn my dagger like a key. Like, just really give it a good, get that poison in there, twist it, really, really give it to him.
Got dark.
In my experience with creatures, typically when you take them by surprise, they rear back and usually scream.
It's true.
If this thing screams in my direction, I'm ready to get my crossbow and try and shoot it right in the mouth. Just because an arrow in there can't be good for it.
It's
Just
true.
to try if it looks right at me and opens wide and screams, I'm firing an arrow.
Aim for the head.
If it doesn't, I'm going to try to duck under its wing and run opposite the direction of Torgon. Because that
Okay.
way, it's got to put its back to one of us.
Leave an opening for somebody. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not going to run back to Torgon Serene, because now it's looking at all of us.
Okay.
So if I notice it even start to look at me, I'm going to ready my crossbow. If it does anything else, I'm taking off to the left.
Okay. Iron Rule 3. Let's make this roll. Let's see what happens.
It's going to be a miss, and nothing I said matters. Here we go. Oh,
Yes.
baby.
Strong hit.
Yes.
All right, so that is
Thank
3
you,
damage.
a merciful bot.
Yes.
The bot is
feeling
merciful tonight.
All right, so on a strong hit, you inflict an additional harm for a grand total of 3 harm. And, perhaps most importantly, you retain initiative. Oh, and also, you get +1 momentum on a hit because of your cutthroat ability, bringing you back up to 2. Congratulations for having 2.
Minimum.
The bare minimum. All right. So, Glane, leaping from the shadows, unveils his blade coated with Serene's poison, jams it into the creature's eyes, and twists as it rears back, unleashing a shrill and ear-splitting shriek. Glane is unaware, but Serene's key eyes see the flocks of birds in all directions of the surrounding forests, taking to the skies, fleeing the area. Torgon is steadying himself as he hears the creature's cry, stealing his resolve, preparing to enter the battle. Glane, you have an opportunity to take one pot shot at the creature. Its head is whipping back in pain, its arms flailing. Its tail, which you did not prepare for, whips around and is about to sweep you off your feet. You need to make an iron roll to face danger with edge. Roll iron roll 2. Oh, but Glane is knocked off of his feet as the creature continues sweeping around. But Glane, you've still got your crossbow ready, and while the creature is flailing, you can just barely try to make an attempt at landing one shot on this thing.
Is
If
it
you'd
roaring
like to-
at me, or
What's that?
is it roaring at me like I hoped?
It is roaring,
Or is it
yes. It is still trying to figure out where the source of this pain is. It just feels a stinging in its eye, and it's not sure what's going on. So it hasn't spotted you just yet in the confusion of being woken from its slumber. So right now, it's still a difficult shot to make, but you might be able to do it. Edge is one of your strong suits.
All right, so 2.
It will be iron roll 2.
All right, take this, you son of a...
A weak hit. You inflict harm, but you lose initiative. All right, so the creature is dealt an additional 2 harm. You guys are making incredible progress on this creature. But now it has locked in to spot where you are. The shot goes a little bit wide. You were aiming straight for the creature's head, but instead you kind of pierce its sort of sinewy shoulder. But now the creature, seeing this sort of stinging pain, looks down with its one good eye now and sees this small thing here on the ground, and it's preparing to move in to attack it. But then, from behind it, this shooting pain as Serene's arrow flies through the air and right into the creature's back. It rears back again, feeling the stinging poison sort of coursing into its veins. And it whips around and sort of looks to see what came from that direction, and all it sees there, out in the field, standing against it, is Torgen there, with his mighty shield blazoned with the image of a wyvern, and the sword passed down to him from Zura. Torgen, are you ready?
Well, everyone else was successful, so it's probably time for me to fail.
Bring it home.
We already softened it up for you. It's half dead.
Okay.
Yeah, they've unleashed some very powerful attacks there. We're gonna see if it's gonna be enough. So, Torgen, you are gonna be facing off against your foe, face to face. So you're gonna roll heart on this attack for a Iron Roll 3.
But I'm not securing an advantage, so I don't get it's just 3. Okay, here we go.
Yes, this one is just a straight up 3. Okay, a weak hit. So you can take initiative or you can take the momentum. Your momentum is just about as high as it can go right now. Not quite, but initiative
I'll take the initiative.
I figured. Okay. And so Torgen is ready to charge into battle. What do you do?
Well, it's whipping up and angry and flashing its head around, so I am going to try to avoid its arms and tails and all that, and I'm going to try to just hack it in the neck.
All right. I like it. All
Try
right.
not to step on Blaine while you're there.
I think we're on opposite sides of this thing.
Yeah, I think you guys are flanking this creature, which gives you a slight edge here. All right.
Flanking bonus.
Torgen,
Hurrah.
you're going to be rolling Iron Roll 2. A weak hit. So you inflict harm on this creature. So you with your mighty shield out, you are deflecting the creature's sort of flailing arms as it sort of is still trying to kind of right itself from all of these stinging attacks, which have blinded it in one eye and have sent sharp pains down its back. And so, as you're sort of deflecting the blows, you slash at it with your blade, carving a deep gash across its chest. But the creature sort of knocks you off balance with its mighty tail as the creature sort of begins to take to the skies.
Oh no.
So it's time for me to put another arrow in it.
This would be good.
Preferably
and I
in a
believe-
wing.
Yes, and this plays quite perfectly with the mechanics because Serene is the only one that still has initiative right now against this creature. Everyone else is sort of on their back foot. So, Serene, are you going to be using...
It doesn't know where I am.
It doesn't, that's right. Are you going to be using another poison arrow?
Good question. The poison, we're getting a one-time bonus for that, is that right?
So for the poison, has written, when you strike a foe with the poisoned arrow, you get to inflict 2 additional harm if you hit.
Okay. So it's all the damages at once. It's not a lingering effect.
Correct.
Okay.
Since there's not really the concept of turns and turn order in this.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, I can make more later. Let's go for it.
They're not magic tabs.
If fighting for pseudo dragon is not the time to use them, I don't know what is.
That's right.
Okay. So I'm rolling. What? No. I still have initiative. It doesn't know where I am. So I'm rolling shadow? Is that right?
Let's see here. For a strike, it's always edge for the attack. The shadow is for when you are entering the fray.
Okay.
But you'll be rolling edge for a ranged attack.
Do I have any advantage I can secure at this moment?
I would say, sure. With your archer ability, in fact, you get a +1 on your secure and advantage.
Which would be a +4.
Yes. But
Let's
a
secure
weak
an
hit-
advantage.
All right, so the weak hit is not going to help you if that's what you wind up with. With secure and advantage, you want the strong hit for that +1 on your next move, because the momentum, not going to help you much.
You know, I'm at max momentum.
Exactly.
Which would help if you get a weak hit.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to spend 10, and I'll end up at 4.
Exactly. So we're hoping for a strong hit on this. Ooh, and that momentum's not going to help. So it's a short-lived advantage on your aiming. You're going to have to just
Okay.
take it without any additional bonuses for that strike.
Alright.
Attacking at
So-
range with edge.
Iron roll 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can type, I promise.
We believe in you. All right, a weak hit, but a hit nonetheless. Oh, a tie. Oh, if you had that +1. That's all right. So you lose the initiative, but you deal your normal 2 harm and 2 additional harm.
I just did 4 damage.
Yes. So it's a hefty amount there, which is fantastic.
Close enough we could almost coup de grace the thing now.
Almost,
That's
it's
what I was
almost time to
thinking.
end the fight. You need to get a strong hit to end the fight. That's the trick.
I have a crazy mechanics question that
Okay.
I would like to send you in a whisper so that I don't have to say it out loud.
All right. Oh boy.
I have it all typed out.
The
All
last
right.
time that happened, we got drug into the Shadow Realm. So here we go.
It's true.
Yeah, it's one of those.
All right. Let's see here.
Just answer yes or no.
Oh my gosh. It feels a bit overpowered. I'm just gonna say that right away.
But I'm at a disadvantage because of the nature of my iron roll when I actually go to get him.
All right.
I don't know.
I want to point out the
I think
obvious flaw here.
I think it
What
just
happens if
suggested-
you succeed?
I think you just suggested killing me and scaring the thing. I think is what just happened.
I mean, you just kind of hold on and do your thing, right?
I think you're dead if you succeed. And in fact, I think you're dead if you fail. So
It's a loose
you're
dice.
welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome to go for it. But I just
We can-
want
Are
to
you
warn
trying-
you.
Are you trying to get in this thing's mouth?
No. We can talk about this in the post game, but I don't think I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I think for once, Blaine's better intuition is going to win over
Mm-hmm.
and not do this.
I'm going to get swallowed by it and kill it from the inside. Was that
I
your
just don't
plan?
see how I can be helpful because, we don't have any range.
Well, the next move
I'll
that
use
you have to
crossbow
make,
out there.
the next move that has to be made when you don't have initiative, you either have to secure an advantage or you have to clash. Clash is the only way to deal damage while your foe has the initiative. And so, I think what needs to happen here. Gosh, Torgon, Turtle, I hate to do this to you, but I think Torgon's got
To roll iron.
I think so. I think this thing is coming in for an attack on Torgon. Specific tactics on the rulebook is that wyverns swoop down and snap up prey. So I think this thing is coming in to attack. It feels threatened. This small thing has come into its domain and has started attacking it, and it's going to make a snack of it, whether it's hungry or not. So this wyvern is swooping down, just nosedive straight at Torgon, and Torgon is there, out in the field, with his shield and the sword of Zura. Torgon, I think you need to roll iron.
It sounds like it's really prone to get another arrow in its back or in its belly.
I think so. I think it's a possibility if this doesn't go well for Torgon.
So I'm
While
just.
I see this dive, do I have an option to shoot off a crossbow bolt as it's
Absolutely.
coming in?
I'm gonna let Torgon take the first attempt since
Okay.
he's only had one
the
attack
focus.
on this creature so far.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna swing my arrow and hit what I can. My sword and hit what I can hit as
That's
it comes
right.
towards me. I'm aiming for its snout. I assume it has a snout. So here we go.
Oh no. A weak hit. So
You've got
you do
momentum. You've got momentum.
I do have the momentum.
You do, and you can use it right here, right now.
How
That
much
turns it into
damage?
a
I mean,
strong hit.
okay, I'll do it.
Okay, we're burning momentum. We're turning that into a strong hit.
I'm down to 1 momentum because I'm ironclad.
Yeah, but because it's a strong hit, you actually get to choose one. You can bolster your position and take that one momentum back. Finding an opening is not going to do you any good. I will say that, because that's only half of a progress bar. That
Yeah,
plus
I'll
1
take-
harm is not going to be worth it.
Yeah, I'll take back 1 momentum.
Okay, and because this was a strong hit, you have the opportunity to end the fight.
Do I have to do it?
You are the one that got the strong hit. So here's the trick.
Okay.
Just like when you guys were making it to the lair, this is a progress roll, which means no bonuses. It's just that 9 ticks you've gotten versus the 2 10-sided dice.
I mean, the odds are in our favor.
That worked out the first time.
I say we do it
Oh gosh.
because
Everybody, give please in the chat.
I was gonna say we're running out of time anyway.
That's
We gotta
true.
do
This is
something.
gonna do it. Iron progress against a 9. Whew. Here we go. Oh gosh, if both of these come back as 10s, you just lose. The fight is lost.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
okay.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. You pulled it off.
Sorry,
Crazy,
Cat.
crazy
We
turtle.
just slayed a wyvern.
All right, well, on a strong hit, the foe is killed.
Oh.
All right, well, the creature is swooping down from above. Torgon, shield and sword ready, is gazing up as this creature is eclipsing the sun as it dives down. And Torgon, just trusting his instincts and his timing, just swings with all his might right as the creature gets within range. And the absolute momentum of this thing just sends Torgon tumbling across the field. But through whatever stroke of luck, whatever fates, had his back. When the dust settles, Serene and Glaine looking across the field through the cloud of dirt and rocks tossed up, seeking out what happened there. What do I need to shoot? They see that when the dust has all settled, the creature is there with the sword of Zura straight through its head. And then off to the side, Torgon there, slowly coming to his feet and finding himself in one piece, scratched up, but alive. The wyvern is defeated.
I live the body.
And in swoops, I was going to say, in swoops Glaine, and it's time to check its pockets.
I already know what I want.
Oh my gosh.
Wyverns, known for their fearsome fangs. I go to the 2 front fangs and just rip them out of its head.
I think this is one of the few times you're actually justified in this.
I'm going to make daggers out of these, and everyone's going to know what they're made of because no one doesn't know what these are.
Oh my god. What an opportunist.
I just want to point out that this
That guy
creature had
killed
the
a
same
wyvern.
challenge rating as the molsk.
It's just much luckier we got this time.
Is it luck, or is it that you're that much stronger now?
Or the snail is that badass.
That could be it as well.
Oh. We just completed our vow.
I think so.
Which means that we probably have enough now to take another plus on our abilities, doesn't it?
Well, here's the thing.
Well, we do have to go turn in the quest.
So, I think, yeah. So I would definitely say that progress. You have made the progress steps all the way on this. Like, I granted progress for, like, finding the lair and engaging and then defeating, and I guess a few more for returning to let the people of Whitestead know. But that still puts you at maximum progress, which is not guaranteed success.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know why. But here's the question. Here's the thing: you have to make one last roll to fulfill your vow. And on a miss,
I have a 10.
Yeah, this is
what are
against
we
a 10.
rolling?
It's a progress roll, which means I guess you're not. It's a progress roll, just like ending the fight.
Okay.
Which means if those D10s both come up 10, something bad
Then you need to
happens.
reprogram your bot.
Then we still lost.
Then somehow, although you defeated the creature, you did not actually fulfill your vow. Somehow there is more to be done.
Clutching defeat from the hands of the group.
Yeah.
They decide that if the 3 of us alone could defeat the wyvern, we're too dangerous to allow to leave alive, and therefore they imprison and slay us all.
Well,
Probably not even going to
swinging
happen.
around its teeth.
Probably not even going to happen. I'm rolling the progress roll. We're going to find out. This better
Come
be...
back in 5 minutes, totally unharmed. Yeah, it's dead. We don't believe you.
See, even on a weak hit, you still mark experience. But there's something more to the story, is all that means.
You
That
were gone
always
5
happens to
minutes.
us.
All right, let's see what happens. Strong hit. Your quest
It's
is
over.
complete. Mark experience.
The town of Whitestead loves us. We are miracle workers. We've saved them from starvation.
They are happy to craft these teeth into proper daggers for me.
I think this is the first town that we've saved without like them being like, yeah, but.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This town didn't yes and us.
Yeah.
This is
Yes,
the first
but-
time.
Uh, so you have now 4 experience points available each. And we're not going to do this right now, but I do want to point out, just for something to think about over the week, you can spend 2 experience points to upgrade an asset, which is to say you get to add, one of these unclaimed bubbles, which actually on this one you already have claimed that middle one. So you can spend 2 experience points on that. You have 4 now. Or you can spend 3 experience points to take a brand new asset.
A new asset.
A brand new asset.
Tree we don't have access to right now.
I was gonna say I've got my 3 printed out here. I don't even know what my new asset could be.
I will send you a link to the Ironsworn document from their official site that lists all the available assets. I am open to the idea of custom assets if you have something very specific that you want. We can kind of reflavor an existing one or try and balance something totally different.
There's something that's like specifically like wilderness tracking, like what I would like it what in D&D we would call ranger skills.
I have
Right,
a crazy idea.
right. Oh, you do you?
I do. I've got a crazy idea, but we'll discuss it afterward.
All right. And typically
Like my crazy idea.
it would somehow work into the story a little bit, like this part where, hey, you defeated a wyvern and you're in town of Whitestead. One of them spends some time teaching you such and such, or something like that. So you got options there, but we'll work it into the lore somehow. But there you go, success. You
We'll
guys
have to
took a vow, slew the dragon, and fulfilled your vow. That all happened in one episode.
And now we're on to double-digit episodes being alive next week.
And power it up more than ever.
Yeah.
with
we'll
our
have to
experience points.
resupply desperately.
Okay,
And
well, here's the thing.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to sojourn with the community.
I think so, and I think now that the road is open, I think they would be much more willing to give you much more supply and other help
One would hope.
as they can.
It's the least they could do.
Yeah,
We just saved their town
you sure
by
did.
literally fighting a dragon asterisk.
And you were
We should get
and you
some
were
of-
prepared to just completely bypass that.
We should get some of this thing's blood and cake ourselves in it to make it look like we had to try.
Well, I mean, Torgan is just like, he's practically been in a car wreck by the look of him. He got hit by, I don't know, 700 pounds of bat lizard
Yeah, his health
plummeting
is a
from
5.
the sky.
He's fine.
And he's fine. That's just,
Fine.
he's made of tough stuff.
Lizard, I love it.
Bobby fine.
Bobby fine. So there you go.
I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're all fine here. We're all
I
fine.
I
don't think
hid
ever
under
knew
a
you were
rock.
there.
Yeah, it never saw me.
Yeah, it never saw either one of you, really, because he shadow walked into it, and I was just like, hey, here I am.
I mean, that's
Killing
kind
again.
of your thing, though. You're like the...
Here I go kill it again.
Here I go killing again. All
You're
right.
the tank.
You really are. All right. Well, that's it, everyone. This has
Another
been
quiet episode.
surprisingly amazing amount of progress made. So, good job. Very good job, team. You did it. You quested.
We did it.
Yay.
So
We did
this
the
is
thing.
like the anti-Molsk episode.
now we're ready to go back and fight that molsk.
Redemption.
Now, supposedly, we have to go kind of by there on the way to the Northwood. So we might have to clean up some unfinished business.
Oh.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see what the
alright.
future holds.
Oh, that took it out of me. I was still worried about that final 10. But this has been DobbsQuest Season 1, Episode 9. Somehow everyone's still alive. That's the story right now.
By your
Next
best
time
efforts.
we re-embark
True.
on the road to Whitestead. And now we feel like we're capable to handle whatever comes our way. The end. Any parting words?
What's
Next-
the deal with wyvern food?
By the next time y'all see me, I might, have my professional certification. I take the test on Thursday.
To be a
Ooh.
professional poison expert.
I was thinking that.
Well, I put my I typed out what my credentials were for that IRL.
Yeah, that's true.
I explained myself.
And now you
mean,
have
this-
cookies, right?
I ate the cookies.
Okay.
This is critical thinking if I've ever heard of it. I mean, this is experience. I'd put this on a resume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clayne's strongly considering breaking free of the group, opening up a attraction in this forest and selling tickets to see the body.
Always an opportunist.
Mm-hmm. That's Glenn for you. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been fantastic. And hopefully things go as well, if not better, next episode. So until then, take care. No,
Oh
stop.
yeah.
Wow, it's incredible what you can do with a +9. All right. Good night, everyone.